There's something in your home that looks perfectly harmless. It sits quietly in a corner, maybe by a window, maybe next to the couch. Its leaves green, its presence gentle. You've watered it, maybe even chosen it because it looked nice or brought a bit of life into the room. But what if I told you this simple plant could be influencing your finances without you ever noticing? Not because it's magical, not because it's rare, but because where it lives matters far more than most people realize. In many homes, plants are just decor, meant to soften a space or add a pop of color. But in the world of energy design, especially in older traditions passed down quietly among wealthy families, certain plants serve as energy filters. They hold, protect, and even multiply the kind of energy that makes a home feel abundant, not just in beauty, but in stability, opportunity, and yes, in money. But here's the catch. Even the right plant placed in the wrong spot can start working against you. Maybe your plant is thriving, but your finances aren't. Maybe things around the house look fine, but feel stuck. That subtle heaviness, that slow leak of motivation or missed opportunities, sometimes it's not what's missing, it's what's misplaced. I know this sounds almost too simple, but over time, small details shape our everyday experiences more than we think, especially when it comes to the way energy flows through our living spaces. In today's video, we're going to uncover what happens when you treat your plant not just as decoration, but as an energetic companion. Because where it lives, how it grows, and the message it sends back into your home might be saying more than you think. And by the end, you'll know exactly where your money plant should live and where it absolutely shouldn't. Part 1, it's not the plant, it's where you've placed it. We all have corners in our home where things just end up. A spot that seems perfect for a plant, not too bright, not too dark, maybe right beside the window or tucked near the fireplace. And so we place it there. A money tree, a beautiful monstera, a little jade plant from the farmer's market that felt lucky when you bought it. We water it. Sometimes we forget, but mostly we let it sit. And here's where it gets quietly complicated. What if that exact spot you chose is quietly unraveling the very luck that plant was meant to bring? This isn't about superstition. It's not about belief. It's about placement and what happens when energy in your home is quietly misaligned. Not loudly broken, just slightly off. Like a picture frame hung an inch too low. You might not notice at first, but something doesn't quite feel right. You keep missing things. Bills pile, plans stall. Your energy fades and you can't name why, and all the while that beautiful plant is still sitting there. Green, growing, but not helping. It's easy to think a plant is just a plant. But the truth is, anything living in your home becomes part of its energy. A plant isn't just decoration, it breathes. It absorbs. It holds the feeling of the space it lives in. And the money plant, that one holds more than most. It's been quietly used by families, business owners, and even high-end hotels for decades, not as superstition, but as part of a larger understanding. That life responds to space, and space responds to care. Now imagine this, you place a money plant under a cold air vent. It looks fine, but the constant airflow breaks the subtle energy field the plant is supposed to stabilize. Instead of attracting warmth, it becomes a wind tunnel. Financial flow becomes scattered, unstable. Or you put it near a wide-open window. Plenty of light, right? But the draft and shifting temperatures confuse the plant's energy. It tries to root, but the foundation is too exposed. And without grounding, even the best plant can't do what it's meant to do. It's not your fault. You didn't know. Most of us don't. We pick a spot based on convenience, habit, or what looks nice. But when it comes to plants that are meant to support wealth energy, what looks nice can't be the only factor. It has to feel aligned. Quiet, protected. You see, wealth doesn't grow in chaos, it grows in groundedness, in stillness, in intentional placement. Let me take you into a quiet story for a moment. A woman I knew had a beautiful money tree she adored. Every Sunday morning, she wiped its leaves with warm water and a soft cloth. She talked to it, she kept it trimmed. But she kept it in her hallway directly under a wall-mounted heater. It wasn't until she moved it on a whim to the southeast corner of her living room, a calmer, warmer, more stable spot, that her life began to shift. Within weeks, a stalled retirement payout finally cleared. A daughter who'd been job searching for months got an unexpected offer. Were these just coincidences? Maybe, but in her words, it's like the house exhaled. That's the power of subtle energy, of alignment, of creating a quiet anchor inside your space. And it's not dramatic. It doesn't knock on your door or throw sparks in the air. It's quiet. It builds, and it begins where your plant lives. So where should your plant go? If your goal is to welcome in financial flow, the best place for your money plant is near the main entrance, but not right at the door. Think of it like a doorman, not a bouncer. Its role is to soften the energy entering the home, to filter harshness and hold vitality before it spreads inward. A healthy, well-cared-for plant here tells the space, this home is alive. This home is ready to grow. Another ideal spot, the southeast corner of your living room, not the hallway, not the bedroom, not the kitchen. The living room is where energy gathers before flowing through the rest of the home, and the southeast area, traditionally associated with abundance and opportunity, acts like a financial anchor. Placing your plant here is like positioning a sailboat to catch the right wind. But be mindful. Placement is not just about location. It's also about what's around it. Avoid placing your plant next to electronics that run hot or give off erratic energy, routers, televisions, or constantly buzzing appliances. That noise, both literal and energetic, confuses the plant's purpose. It can't filter when it's surrounded by static. And yes, avoid the bedroom, no matter how tempting that empty nightstand corner may be. Bedrooms are for rest, for stillness. The energy of sleep is yin. The energy of a thriving plant is yang. That tension can keep your nights restless and your thoughts unsettled. It's not a punishment, it's just misalignment. And misalignment always creates friction, whether you feel it or not. Now you might be thinking, I've had this plant in the same place for years. That's okay. This isn't about guilt, it's about possibility. Every home carries patterns, some we inherited, some we built, some we just never questioned. But today is a chance to look again, to walk through your space not with critical eyes, but with curious ones. Ask, is this plant where energy gathers, or is it tucked away unseen? Is it truly rooted, or is it surviving where it's been placed? Because here's the quiet truth, placement tells a story. It reflects how we prioritize, how we nourish, how we let life move, or how we quietly let it stall. And when we shift even one detail, a plant, a table, a path we walk daily, we start to shift the narrative. From stagnation to movement, from quiet depletion to quiet return. So go to your plant, look at it, really look. Is it thriving? Is it dusty? Is it reaching for light? Or leaning toward a window as if asking for something you haven't yet given it? That's not just about the plant. That's about your home, and maybe about you. Because sometimes the plant isn't in the wrong place. Sometimes we are. And when we finally move what needs to move, life has a way of flowing right back in. Part 2, a corner waiting for light, like you waiting for change. There's a corner in almost every home that feels quiet, not peaceful, just unused. The kind of space that doesn't draw your attention, where nothing much happens. Maybe you placed a plant there once because the room needed something green. Maybe that corner gets some light in the morning, or it used to. And maybe, without realizing it, you haven't looked at that spot properly in months. And still, the plant sits there. Alive, yes, but barely. Its leaves might be curling just a little, its soil dry more often than not. You don't notice until the day you do. And then you wonder, how long has this been fading in front of me? That plant, sitting in the shade too long, is telling a story. Not just about photosynthesis or water schedules, but about the quiet parts of your life that have been surviving on low light for far too long. Here's something simple and true. A plant that never receives direct light will never fully thrive. It will stretch. It will lean, it will do its best, but it will not bloom. It cannot bloom, because even the strongest root system can't perform a miracle without light. Now pause and ask, is there a part of you doing the same? Maybe you've been showing up for others, getting things done, staying afloat, but you've forgotten what it feels like to be nourished, to stand in full light, to stop leaning and start growing again. That's what energy-aware living invites you to notice. It's not about making your home perfect. It's about finally aligning the way your home feels with the life you want to live. When you walk past that fading corner day after day, something in you absorbs that message. This is a place we tolerate, not celebrate. And when your plant sits there too long, just surviving, it mirrors back the quiet parts of you doing the same. In energy design, that matters. A neglected corner becomes a stagnant pool. And stagnant pools attract more of the same: mental fog, emotional heaviness, financial delay. Not because of superstition, but because space has memory. Space holds tone. And when a corner waits too long for light, it starts telling a story of stuckness. Now picture this, you move the plant. Just a few feet to the right, closer to where sunlight hits at 10 a.m. every morning. You trim the brown edges. You water it with more presence. You wipe the dust off the leaves and notice the shine return. Slowly, the energy in the room shifts. There's movement again. Not dramatic, not instant, but steady, just like life. Because here's what's powerful about light. It doesn't just help things grow, it reveals what's been hidden. And sometimes what's been hidden is your own readiness to move forward. The part of you that says, I want more than just maintenance, I want momentum. So how do you know if your plant and your energy is stuck in a low-light corner? Look for these signs. Your plant is growing lopsided. The leaves face only one direction. The soil stays damp too long or dries out too fast. New growth stops even though it's still alive. These are all signs the plant is reaching but not receiving. And so the energy it holds for you stays incomplete. And you might feel the same. You keep showing up, but joy is low. Creativity is stalled. Money trickles in, then vanishes. Your body is tired, but your mind won't rest. You wake up wondering if this is just a phase, or if life has started passing you by. This is what it feels like to live in a low-light corner of your own home, of your own life. But here's the truth no one talks about. Change doesn't require a full renovation. It begins with one shift, one leaf, one lamp, one rearranged object that tells your space, we are ready again. You don't need to overhaul everything. You just need to bring light, literal and emotional, into the areas that have gone quiet. Start with that plant. Move it where the light is consistent, not harsh, not burning, just warm and daily. South or east-facing windows are ideal. Let it receive, not just reach. And notice what changes, not just in the plant, but in the way you walk past it. Suddenly, that corner no longer feels forgotten. It feels lived in. It becomes a space that speaks. Something is growing here. You see, every time we shift something from shadow into light, we send a message to ourselves. I matter, this matters, my space and I are connected. And that connection is the beginning of transformation, not through force, but through quiet intention. Think about your week. How many things did you do out of habit, not choice? How many moments passed where you felt dimmed out of rhythm, just going through motions? Now imagine one space in your home that used to be dull, starting to glow again. A plant standing taller, a ray of light returning each morning. That moment, repeated day after day, rewires how you experience your home and yourself. Because this was never about a plant. It was about attention and energy, and the willingness to believe that the parts of your life that feel overlooked are not broken, they're just waiting for light. So the next time you pass that quiet corner, ask yourself gently, what in me has been waiting too long for warmth? And then answer, not with words, but with action. Move something. Light a candle, rearrange the space, choose a new place for the plant. One that feels aligned, clear, and hopeful. Because when you do, you're not just bringing a corner back to life, you're bringing yourself with it. Part 3, 3 places where good plants turn against you. We grow up believing that adding something beautiful to a space can only help. A plant in the bathroom looks chic. A green touch in the bedroom feels calming. A little pot by the stove, why not? But there's a difference between what looks good and what feels good over time. Especially when that good plant is placed in a space that pulls against its nature. What was meant to nurture begins to unravel. And you don't even realize it's happening until the energy of your home feels heavier than usual and you start confusing fatigue with routine, friction with personality, and delay with destiny. Let's begin with the bathroom. On the surface, it makes sense. Bathrooms have windows, there's water nearby. A little greenery might freshen up the space. But here's what happens beneath the surface. Bathrooms collect what we're trying to flush away: moisture, waste, and energetic residue. The air here is often humid, dense, and full of what energy designers call heavy kai. And when you place a plant here, especially one meant to attract wealth or calm, it doesn't cleanse the space. It absorbs the residue, and eventually it stores it. That plant becomes a sponge for what you don't want to keep, but it's still alive. And it's still in your home, quietly holding the very energy you were trying to release. Over time, the bathroom plant becomes a mirror for emotional stagnation. A little sad, a little brown around the edges. You water it, you try to keep it alive. But it's struggling, just like the parts of you that keep showing up every day, quietly carrying emotional weight you no longer need. When people tell me their home feels stuck, tired, or off, one of my first questions is, do you have a plant in your bathroom? And more often than not, the answer is yes. And when they remove it, something softens. The air lifts, their sleep improves. A decision they've been avoiding suddenly becomes clear, not because the plant was bad, but because it was absorbing too much in the wrong place for too long. Now let's move to the bedroom. This one surprises people because the bedroom is where we rest, where we recover. It seems natural to want something alive in there, but rest is not just sleep, it's surrender. And surrender in energy terms is yin. It's quiet, deep, slow. Plants, on the other hand, carry yang energy, living, growing, reaching energy. That's their nature. They rise. And when you place a strong, growing energy in the middle of your still, receptive space, there's conflict. Invisible, subtle, but persistent. Some people say they just can't sleep lately. Or they're waking up tense, or they feel like their dreams are vivid, restless, or exhausting. And then we find it, a big leafy plant right beside the bed, or worse, facing the bed like an energetic beacon that never turns off. This isn't about fear, it's about balance. A bedroom is a sacred space for healing, intimacy, and restoration. Too much life force here confuses the body, doesn't know whether to wind down or stay alert. And over time, that confusion turns into burnout, short tempers, and mental fog that feels like depression, but is really just misalignment. If you love your plant too much to part with it, move it to the farthest corner from your bed, somewhere it's still in the room but not in your direct energy field. Or consider a gentler symbol of life. Fresh flowers you replace weekly, or a calming water feature. But let your plants live in spaces where their energy can do what it's meant to do, support, not stir. And then there's the kitchen, the heart of the home, the place where nourishment happens. Warmth, food, family. It feels like the perfect place for something green, right? But here's the truth few notice until it's too late. The kitchen is ruled by fire. The stove, the oven, even the heat of intention when we cook. And plants are wood. In energy terms, fire consumes wood. That means placing a plant too close to your stove or heat source creates a tension that isn't just symbolic, it's energetic. What happens over time is subtle. You start to feel less at ease in the kitchen. Meals feel rushed. Conversations get sharp. The flow of your day becomes fragmented around meal times. And more interestingly, your money starts to behave like your meals, quick to come, quick to go, never quite satisfying. In cultures that honor energy flow, kitchens are kept balanced with earth and metal elements that stabilize fire, not fuel it. So a plant placed right next to your stove doesn't calm the space, it agitates it. It becomes part of an invisible tug-of-war, and over time that tug reflects in your own emotions, irritability, control issues, a sense that no matter how much you do, it's not enough. All from one misplaced pot of green that was never meant to sit in a firestorm. These aren't dramatic explosions, they're quiet misalignments, and they build, day by day, until the energy in your home and in you starts to misfire in ways that look like just life, but are actually echoes of imbalance. So what's the answer? Respect the nature of your plant, respect the nature of your space. The bathroom needs clearing, not absorbing. Choose essential oils, soft lighting, natural textures. Let your plant live elsewhere. The bedroom needs peace, not growth. Let your sanctuary stay still. And the kitchen needs harmony, not combustion. Let your meals nourish, not clash. Because a good plant placed in the wrong room becomes like a good friend put in the wrong conversation. It starts saying things it was never meant to say. And you start feeling things you were never meant to carry. So take a quiet walk through your home today. Don't rearrange right away. Just observe. Feel the temperature of each room, the breath of each corner, the way your plants meet your gaze or don't. Ask yourself, is this plant working for this room or working against it? You don't need to be an expert to feel the answer. You just need to listen, because energy is always talking. Your home is always whispering. And the moment you choose to move what no longer fits, that's when the real shift begins. Part 4, the right spot isn't the prettiest, it's the most aligned. Most of us place things based on how they look. A vase where it balances the shelf, a plant where it fills an empty space, a candle near the photo frame because it feels cozy there. But the truth is, beauty isn't always harmony. And when it comes to your home's energy, what looks right to the eye may quietly feel wrong to the spirit. You might not notice it at first. The plant fits the aesthetic. Room feels more complete. But over time, the energy around it doesn't hold. Something is off. You water it regularly and yet it struggles, or it grows too quickly, chaotic, unbalanced, or your mood around it begins to change. Irritation, fatigue, indifference, and deep down you sense that something, somewhere, is just not quite working. This is where alignment enters. Alignment isn't loud. It doesn't demand attention. But when it's missing, everything feels slightly harder. You clean the house but never feel rested. You light candles but still feel cold. You bring in green plants, but wealth, peace, or clarity doesn't follow. That's because placement isn't just about filling space. It's about activating energy. It's about honoring the natural rhythm of your home and of you. So where should a money plant go if you want it to work with you, not against you? Let's start with the main entrance. In energy traditions across many cultures, the front door is considered the mouth of the home. It's where energy, life force, momentum, possibility enters. Placing a healthy, vibrant plant near your main door is like placing a gentle filter at the point of entry. It doesn't block, it softens, it holds, it invites. The right plant here creates a pause, a subtle shift from the outer world to your inner one. It says, this is a home that holds itself well, but be mindful, don't place the plant directly in front of the door. That becomes obstruction. Place it slightly to the side like a quiet guardian. It welcomes but doesn't interfere. Another ideal location is the southeast corner of your living room. This area, often referred to in traditional space flow systems as the wealth corner, holds the energy of abundance, not just in finances, but in opportunity and movement. A plant here doesn't just look good, it works. It roots in a space meant to grow. And if you choose a plant with round, shiny leaves, something like a money tree, jade, or ZZ plant, it reflects softness, growth, and a steady financial rhythm. But here's something often overlooked. What's around the plant matters just as much. If you place a money plant near clutter, old mail, tangled cords, broken objects, you're sending mixed messages. It's like asking for flow while standing in a traffic jam. The plant may try to anchor abundance, but the noise around it blocks the signal. So choose a space that's not only aligned energetically, but also emotionally clear. A shelf that feels clean, a corner that feels calm, a table that's been empty too long and is ready to hold intention again. Now you might wonder, what if the perfect energetic spot isn't the prettiest? That's where the shift happens. Sometimes the corner that holds the strongest alignment is hidden behind the couch, or it's near a window you rarely open, or in a space that doesn't fit your Pinterest board, but feels good. This is where design and intuition must meet. You don't have to choose between beauty and energy, but you do have to choose what matters most. A well-placed plant can become beautiful over time, not because of its shape, but because of the shift it creates. Because energy isn't meant to impress. It's meant to move, to flow, to support, to gently return to you what you've been trying to grow. Let me share a quiet story. A client once told me she had placed her money tree in the most visible spot in her home, on a designer shelf next to her living room art wall. It looked stunning. But she said every time she passed by, she felt a twinge of guilt. The plant was fading. The shelf was too high. She had to climb a step stool just to water it, and slowly she started ignoring it. Within months, the leaves turned pale. Her freelance work dried up, and the feeling in her home shifted from bright to brittle. She moved the plant, not to another shelf, but to the southeast corner near her reading chair. Not as photogenic, but easy to care for, close to sunlight. Grounded, within weeks her clients returned. One even mentioned feeling drawn to reach out again. Was it magic? No, it was alignment. It was energy being met with intention. It was flow restored. That's what happens when placement becomes partnership. You stop placing things where they look right and start placing them where they feel right. And slowly, your home becomes less of a showroom and more of a sanctuary. So today, walk your space differently. Don't just ask, where does this look good? Ask, where does this feel supported? Stand in the spot. Breathe in, feel your body. Does it open or close? Does it lift or drop? Your intuition knows, it always has. Remember, wealth isn't loud. It rarely shows up with trumpets and fanfare. It enters quietly like a breeze through a door that's finally been opened. A door guarded by a single, thriving, quietly aligned plant. Place yours not where it's most admired, but where it's most at home. And watch what begins to return. Part 5, your plant is speaking. Are you listening? Walk over to your plant right now. Don't water it. Don't adjust it. Just look. Not with the eyes of someone checking a task off a list, but with the eyes of someone listening, because your plant has been speaking this whole time, not with words, but with presence, with color, with posture. And the question isn't whether it's been trying to communicate, but whether you've been still enough to hear it. Is the soil dry and cracked? Are the leaves dull or curling inward? Is one side stronger than the other, reaching desperately toward a window? Or maybe it's lush, vibrant, almost glowing, but you pass it by every day without noticing. That's a message too. Because the way your plant is living inside your home often echoes the way you're living inside your own body. A wilting plant might not just be thirsty. It might be soaking in the stale energy of a room you haven't emotionally visited in months. A plant that leans too far in one direction might be echoing your own imbalances, the parts of your life you've overworked while starving the rest. And a plant that's healthy, rooted, and centered, that's the sign of a space and a spirit that's in quiet rhythm. This isn't romanticizing nature. This is noticing what you've been too distracted to feel. Your home is a living system. Everything in it breathes. Your furniture holds memory. Your walls hold sound. And your plants, they are the gentle translators between your inner world and the space around you. Let's get specific. Dusty leaves, that's not just bad housekeeping. It reflects stagnation, a lack of flow. In many cultures, leaves are compared to coins, and dust-covered coins symbolize wealth that's forgotten, neglected, or blocked. You don't have to be superstitious to feel the truth in that. Just think about how you feel walking into a room that's been closed for too long. The stillness isn't calming, it's heavy. Your plant breathes that in every day, and slowly, so do you. Brown tips or yellowing leaves, that could be more than overwatering. It could be energetic feedback, too much emotional noise in the space. Conflicting intentions, a spot in your home where something feels unresolved and your plant is absorbing the tension like a sponge. It's your early warning system, but only if you choose to see it that way. A plant that no longer grows. That's often the loudest message of all. When life stops moving forward in a space, creativity dims, opportunities feel stuck, and even simple decisions start to feel harder than they should. It's worth asking if the energy has grown stale. And one of the clearest ways to see that is through the plant that used to thrive and now just stays the same. But there's good news. Your plant doesn't need to be perfect to do its job. It just needs to be noticed, tended to, brought back into the loop of care. When you clean its leaves, you're not just wiping off dust, you're refreshing the flow of attention in your home. When you rotate the pot slightly so the light hits a different side, you're inviting in perspective. When you repot it in fresh soil, you're telling the energy around you, we're making room for growth again. And maybe most importantly, when you check in on your plant without rushing, you're practicing something rare in modern life, presence. You're slowing down, you're reconnecting. You're listening to something that doesn't shout, doesn't demand, doesn't beg, but patiently waits to be seen. There's a reason so many of us feel soothed just being near plants. They don't try to fix us. They don't judge, they just mirror, softly, consistently, quietly reflecting where flow exists and where it's been blocked for far too long. Let me share something personal. I once had a ZZ plant on my desk. Known for being unkillable, it had grown strong and even. But over time, I noticed the leaves weren't as shiny. The stems felt heavy, less upright, nothing dramatic, just off. I was busy. I didn't think much of it until I realized I had stopped journaling, stopped making eye contact during Zoom calls, stopped sending proposals. Somewhere between the deadlines and the noise, I had shrunk into myself, and my plant had followed, or maybe it had led me there gently, showing me what I hadn't wanted to admit. I was tired, and the energy around me was exhausted too. I moved it, cleaned it, sat beside it in the early morning light without trying to do anything. And slowly, both of us stood a little taller. Not instantly, not perfectly, but enough to begin again. That's the beauty of living things. They don't require perfection, just awareness. And from that awareness, everything else becomes possible. So now I ask you, what is your plant trying to tell you? Is it time to move something inside your home or inside your heart? Is it time to remove what no longer serves, not just physically, but energetically? Is it time to stop rushing past the places that used to bring you peace? Only you can know, but your plant already does. It's been showing you. Every leaf, every lean, every slow unfurling stem has been whispering, I grow where I'm supported, so will you. You don't have to do anything grand. Start small, touch the soil, trim the dead, let in the light, then see what returns. Maybe not overnight, but slowly, steadily. Like a life finally remembering how to breathe again. Because your plant isn't just something you own, it's something that reflects. And maybe it's time you started listening. So we've talked about plants, but not really. What we've talked about quietly, gently is energy, attention, alignment. We've explored how something as ordinary as a houseplant can carry extraordinary meaning when placed with care, when tended with presence, when understood as more than just decor. Because a plant doesn't fix your life, it reflects it. And when you choose to place that plant where energy breathes easily, where light is natural, where the space is not just available but ready, you're doing more than decorating. You're making a declaration. You're saying, I'm ready for clarity, I'm ready for movement. I'm ready to let good things grow where I can actually feel them. That shift, though it looks small, is profound, and not because of mysticism, but because it reawakens something inside you that's been waiting for the smallest, most beautiful excuse to begin again. So, as you look around your home tonight, or tomorrow morning when the light is soft and honest, ask yourself softly, is this the energy I want to live in? Not just for a day, but for the version of you that you've been trying to become. And if the answer feels distant, that's okay. Start with one leaf, one move, one breath. Because change doesn't always come with noise. Sometimes it begins in the quiet space beside a window where a green stem leans gently toward the light, and you notice, maybe for the first time, that it's been waiting for you. Thank you for staying, for listening, for caring enough to look more closely at something you once walked past. That kind of attention is rare and powerful. I hope the energy in your home begins to soften. I hope your plants thrive, and more than anything, I hope you do too. Until next time, take gentle care.